All right, welcome back to Scotch Hour. This is Noah.
This is Jesse.
And this is Brian.
Well, guys, hey, we made it to finally the beginning of our new season, or half season, I guess. It is episode 27. We have a half a year in the books already. We've tried quite a bit of different amount of scotches. I think our palates have all grown immensely over this time period, and we do have a lot on the docket for this evening, so we'll try to keep it as light as possible. Me not going all crazy on anybody for asking questions or anything like that this time around.
I did the detention that you wrote me, and I wrote the sentences, so I do my homework and stuff now. So I understand.
At least it wasn't like Harry Potter, like when you write down, it's like carving in your skin or anything.
No, I mean when you recommended that, I was like maybe, but it just seemed a little much, so I was like no.
Okay.
Got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, so hopefully you don't go that route this time.
And Jesse's like looking at like little birds, butterflies, or whatever. I don't know what the hell he's looking at.
Jesse's like, I lost you at Harry
Actually,
Potter.
he's not even like looking at anything. He's like looking at these like green dots if he's like looking anywhere because of all the lights.
Yes, yeah.
Check it out. They're everywhere.
I know. We have to start wearing sunglasses.
We talked about that.
You're like Blues Brothers, like the Blues Brothers.
Our future's so bright, we got to wear shades.
Or like ZZ Top, but ZZ Top is no more.
Are they dead?
Not they. One of them is, yes. They didn't all like die.
They all crashed
out. They are
like,
no more.
They are no more. Dusty Rhodes, I think, was the...
Wasn't Dusty Rhodes like a wrestler?
Well,
I think that was an
I might be confusing my singers' names with my wrestlers' names. They may both go by that moniker.
Where'd you find her, Dusty Rhodes?
And Jesse's over there in left field. He's looking at green dots and butterflies and stuff again.
So Jesse, let's try to keep this on track a little bit. What scotch are we going to be diving into for a little bit tonight?
This evening on Scotch Hour, episode 27, we'll be drinking the Oban Little Bay.
Nice. I almost felt like we kind of needed you to wear like a dinner jacket and have like some kind of like old like music, classical music playing in the background. And this evening we got Oban Bay.
Yeah, Jesse needs like costume changes.
Yeah.
Like over in the side, he can just jump in.
It's coming.
And you can edit it away and like, wow, Jesse, look at that's his third costume change of the night.
What do you have? What do you have to tell us about Oban's Little Bay?
I think the best way to describe it is delicious, and without fully overcomplicating too many things, we'll keep this quick, short, sweet. We're talking about another single malt Scotch whiskey made by Oban, the distillery who's made so many great Scotches we've enjoyed on the show, including the Night's Watch edition for the limited edition Game of Thrones, also including the Oban 18, which when we had our competition of 3, and there will be only one, the Oban 18 was the one. He was the Highlander still standing, if you will. And with this, again, just no different than that, it's going to be amazing.
I'm quite excited to do this Oban Little Bay here on Scotch Hour, because I'll tell you what, right now I'm not really sure how you would keep score. I'm not sure if it's Oban 1, Noah 0, or Noah 1 and Oban 0, but I know Jesse bought me the Little Bay for my birthday, and it was gone in one night.
Dude.
Oh, really?
I was saying Noah 1, Oban 0. You were still standing.
Yeah,
14
well done.
hours later.
But hey, I wasn't the only one who drank it though, so Jesse.
Who else drank it?
Jesse.
Dude,
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course you were still standing. Jesse was not, though.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, not on that particular night.
Hey, that's not true, man. I don't drink that much. That's not true.
It's like 90% of the other
You
nights.
wait and see.
But I think this would be really fun here for, the volume. Yep. I think it'd be really kind of nice to do an actual tasting of it here on Scotch Hour, and to see if it really is as good as I thought it was on my birthday celebration here.
Oh, it is.
I really like the label.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that light blue.
It's the
Bird,
classic Oban,
Yeah.
but I like that blue. That blue right at the top.
That blue at the top, and like what the label's like a bluish gray. Almost.
It is. That's a great looking bottle. Where's the tin?
It's the same as the label.
Pretty similar.
Yeah, but I actually.
And I think it has I think it's like a picture of the bay.
It is.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the Oban Distillery is right there on the Isle, on the waterfront, and it's a beautiful view of the distillery no matter almost anywhere you are in Little Bay.
Well, yeah, and I think it gets a lot of its distinct flavor because it's so closer to the ocean. What is it, like 260 or 80 steps away from the bay itself?
Yeah, not even 300 steps away from the bay.
Yeah.
Wonderful gold color.
If we're talking color for me, this is very amber to me.
Yeah, it's a nice gold amber. You know, if I'm going to go lowbrow, should I go lowbrow?
Go lowbrow.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like when you're kind of dehydrating and take a pee, it's like that really dark yellow.
So you're saying it's the color of a Rockstar energy drink?
Yeah.
Wow. No.
That is.
Yeah, let's not do that anymore. We don't need to.
Oh,
We don't need to compare any of these to urine. That's less appetizing than you might have thought
who
initially.
said urine?
Nobody.
He's talking about what the sweat that drips off you when you're dehydrated.
Oh, that's much better.
The saltiness.
Never mind.
I'm
Never
talking-
mind.
I'm talking about the saltiness from the sweat. Yeah, you know.
Gross.
Get a good
Humans,
helicopter.
disgusting creatures. I mean, come on.
Ooh.
Can't wait till we get to the shout outs.
I think it smells good.
Oh man, it reminds me of Noah's birthday. What does Oban Little Bay remind you of? Noah's birthday.
It reminds me of a seafront.
This is okay. So this is not an isla, correct? Oban is located. Is that a? Where is that?
It is a highland.
Highland. Okay, because this is distinctly different. Just in smelling it, I can tell that I'm going to get something different than the. I'm not going to get peat. I'm not going to get smoke. I'm going to have to kind of.
There's a little bit of peat there for you.
Search for
It's
some
like
other
really-
subtleties.
The peat's really, really mild.
Usually,
though.
yeah, the Highland stuff I get is usually going to be kind of a cinnamon, like the apples. It's that type of Scotch, I feel like. Let me see. The apricot on the nose. I'm still on the nose right now. I just smelled my own microphone. I was like, wait, what am I doing? Check that. Rewind it. Watch Brian smell his microphone.
I'm sure they'll be able to see it.
It just happened, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna do this.
I already did.
Oh, one thing I noticed is you did. There was not a lot of stuff in the way of the cameras
No, but thank you.
down low, down low. Okay, so you've already tasted.
Yeah.
Jesse's already tasted.
Still reminds me of Noah's birthday.
Get this show on the road. Get this show on the road, Brian.
Yes. Let's not spend forever smelling and trying to sip. We got a lot to get done. And the train's already left the station.
Ooh.
It has the palate is really nice.
Man, I got some kind of chocolate candied something or other. Anybody else getting that? Am I crazy?
No, you're absolutely right. Scott, chocolate, delicious.
Now, I mean, like I'm starting to just kind of fly on these without doing a ton of like looking up first, just to kind of let my palate speak to me, and that's exactly what it did. I mean, as soon as nice long finish.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I get a little bit of the sea salty from there. I get a little bit of the caramel, I would say. On the finish, on the back end, you get that nice kind of smoked oak, but not like the other ones. Like some of the other ones that we tried, they're very overpowering. This is very, very delicate.
I've got that. That Jesse, you can speak to this pretty well. That something about that kind of that bite or something on the tongue that lingers towards the end. I feel like you kind of like not a spice or a pepper. I'm not getting that, but I don't know if you. We've been similar in that. We've discussed it before. Let me see.
I think what you're tasting is just that long finish, the earthy term Noah's very fond of with his scotches. But a nice floral note, salty.
Yep. Does have a good floral.
Salty. Yeah. Yep. Oh,
Perfect. Go fantastic with, I don't know, bison New York strip.
Could be.
yeah. Wow. Salty.
Yeah, but it's not like overly salty, but it's like a nice salt. It's like that nice hint of salt you get. Like typically, like when I cook with like pink Himalayan salt, that like that hint of salt that you get when you cook with that.
It can be a little strong.
It can be, but I don't think it is.
The pink Himalayan salt.
It can be.
Yeah.
All right. So overall, what are you guys thinking initial?
I think it's in my top 5. But then again, we all know I like the Obans.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think really from all the Obans I've tried so far, they've been pretty solid.
It's along with that salty flavor, salt, it's also very crisp and clean. Leaves the palate ready.
Yeah. It doesn't leave you wanting or anything like that. All right, I don't mean to rush you guys. I know you're enjoying it, but we are.
We'll
on
keep
the clock.
enjoying it.
Yeah, we'll keep enjoying it. We
We will continue that. We revisit it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
we
different.
will. You might as well do. You might as well. Well, yeah, we might as well do one to give those people who like rocks in.
I like to go rock in here, Stormtrooper style. Looks like it. Does Darth Vader have a lightsaber, or is he just happy
to see you?
No, I don't want this. Oh, I add it here. Gotcha. Okay, no, it's all good.
I'll just do like a small pour at the cube, just so I can. So we can just give a real quick analysis on that, which I know will be muted and maybe it won't be.
You never know,
noticed.
though. Sometimes it brings out just the right thing.
You know, with
Because
some
boy,
of them,
initially I was big on that chocolate, whatever, but once Jesse mentioned the salt, that really threw me. So I'll be kind of revisiting it throughout the night, see if I get that chocolate back.
I think with the cube, it gives it like a little bit more of a nice fruity bouquet.
I imagine the chocolate comes out a little bit more in the middle to end.
Yeah, the chocolate does come out a lot more. It's like, have you ever had like one of those dark chocolate with sea salt?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of right there when you put a cube in it.
It's one of those ones that you get some of those in those chocolate boxes, and everyone's you're like, ooh, that was actually kind of good.
It's
What was
so
that?
like a darker cocoa though, like maybe like 75 to 80% with sea salt.
74.325.
What is
Go with
the percent by volume on this?
Probably 40.
They stick pretty close, 43. So I think
Yeah.
all of the Obans have been right at the 43 mark. All right. You were mentioning lots to go over.
Yes, lots to go over. So do you want to do your final wrap up, or should we just do it at the end?
Great color. I think it'll go fantastic later with our tiramisu we brought home from dinner. So we get to taste and enjoy that. I think the chocolate from this will absolutely showcase and shine during that tasting.
I don't know if I could do that though.
The salt, yeah, you can, man.
I'm so full from tiramisu.
No, I'm done.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. Go ahead.
Good gold color, great flavor. I love the salt. And when I say salty, I'm saying that in a positive light. I love it because it also leaves the palate crisp and clean and ready for, as I often say, a nice anything you can eat with this, sweet or some wonderful pizza.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah, for me, this is this would go wonderfully with a variety of different chocolate tastings. I think this would be kind of interesting to have a box of one of those, goofy boxes. A good one. Not the what?
Life is like
Love
a
is
box.
such. I just went like Irish or something with Forrest Gump.
It's just like the
Yeah.
Godiva quote where it's like no Godiva Nova. Wait, no, mix it
I
up.
don't know.
Anyways,
But a good box of
chocolates.
chocolates, not the kind that have the crappy stuff in them.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to drink with this.
For those taking notes, don't give Brian the
Don't
crappy
give Brian-
box
not
chocolates.
the, I
Yeah,
mean,
he wants Godiva.
no, because I've had them all, over the years. For like 25 years, doing what I've been doing.
He
I've had
literally
some-
tells us
and
that.
I am not saying, but I mean, they're just, I don't know. Come on, haven't you guys bitten into some chocolates? Like, whew, that one, I'm not even going to finish it.
Yeah, I spit it out, and I'm like, next.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
got
don't
all
like her
crazy.
at all.
Okay.
As soon as he gives him a box of chocolates and he just bites into it, he's like, this is crap.
This is terrible. Next. Next. The
You
kids,
get
are
an F.
the kids are like trembling. They're like, what did he give him? I don't know. I don't know. It looked like it was a heart shape. Okay, mine's not a
That
heart.
was the
Mine's not
Whitmans
a
from
heart.
Walmart. Don't do the Whitmans from Walmart.
And I'll be like, you may sit. You may be seated.
Do you remember Johnny? No. What about Johnny? He gave the last box
I
of
do,
Whitmans.
yeah.
Do
I
you
tell
remember
you
Johnny?
what.
No, I don't. That's exactly why you don't remember Johnny.
He left the first day was his last day.
You can actually tell stories like that. Because I do. No, I mean, I sometimes joke about, kids that disappeared and things like that.
And that is his wrap up
Can you
on
edit that?
Little
Because it
Bay.
sounds like
Little Bay Scotch,
edit.
so delicious.
Next.
Little kids disappear.
Little kids
Stuff like
disappear.
that.
because they don't give the
We
right
do not
chocolates to
condone
drink with.
little kids disappearing.
Please do not drink
We
too
like
much.
all kinds of chocolates. We do not.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Citizens are advised to take the following steps. Stay alert to news media events or local emergency alert notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we have some breaking and very urgent news. Our deep friend, Brian Moline, has gone missing. This alert is being broadcast to all of you. He was last seen in a dark gray metallic Honda Pilot, getting into the vehicle with a redhead. Stay tuned for further updates on this very important message. All chocolates are not created equal.
All right, what's next on the docket? 'Cause that was,
real quickly for me. Well, I already gave my synopsis on
Did
it.
you?
I like
Good.
it. I think it's good. It has great color. I think the palette's pretty well throughout from the start to mid to back palette. I think there's nice flavors all the way throughout. It's not totally well balanced, but it is good enough to where it doesn't make you wanting, and it's not over spiking really too much at any one spot.
Delicious.
I do like the sea salt. I like the chocolate. I like the floral bouquet when you're doing it neat. The more fruity bouquet when you have the cube is actually pretty nice. And if you want more of that chocolate flavor, the cube will also give that to you, I think.
I was going to kind of say that just to right there at the end. This is one I do prefer with a cube, which is rare. We don't often speak to that, but I do feel like the chocolate came back out with the cube.
Exactly.
Good job.
All right, so some housekeeping notes here for the upcoming weeks. Going forward, our new format will typically be smarter challenges. One, like I'll do a smarter challenge, Jesse will do one, Brian will do a smarter challenge. And then in the fourth week, we're going to be doing some 5-minute shorts and doing what right now until we come up with a better name, but it's going to be right now it's called Mailbag. So any of those who've left comments, Debbie Meyer, you've left 2 comments. One about something about spirits and whether or not we believe in spirits or something like that, and then something else about the Twilight Zone, which we still haven't done. So on whether or not we've fully done our homework or not, we will attempt to answer those at that point in time.
Debbie, I've watched several, being probably 3 or 4-ish, right? Maybe not. I don't know. But I thought they were cool. I was like, wow, I can't believe that this cool of a story and cinematography and everything was back way back then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really cool Twilight Zones, but for us,
I don't mean to say way back then, like I'm aging anyone that
I've got my
might be
top
watching
3.
this.
And it's interesting because the first ever episode, the one with the man in the capsule pretending to be out in space, is in my top 3. The very first episode out of all of them.
Yeah, so, but there's 5 seasons. Obviously, we don't have enough time to watch all 5 seasons worth and give our top 10 or whatever I think she requested. So we'll do our best. But in any case, anytime someone leaves a comment that we did not address in the comment area, at least unless it's one or all of us, we will try to do those at that point in time, and then I'll just be a cornucopia of whatever topics we want to finish up the rest of that time with. However, in the upcoming months, month of September and October, we do have some kind of sort of set topics for our Smarter Challenges. And that's because we are doing a special deal here with the Game of Thrones Scotches. So with that, we do have, I guess, should we talk about the Scotches first and then do the topics, or do topics first and then the Scotches?
Let's do the Scotches first. Get it out of there.
Okay, so with the Scotches, Game of Thrones, they had in their final season, Diageo, they did a special edition single malt Scotch editions, limited edition. All of these, so they're very hard to get a hold of, especially now. And I think if you're lucky enough to get a full set, I think
talking $2,000.
Yeah, you're talking somewhere between $1,400 to $2,000 for a full set. Luckily for us here at Scotch Hour, we have 2 full sets.
Money is not an object.
And
Yes.
the nice thing about us having these 2 full sets, we can actually run a like a special edition,
A taste-off.
a taste off, really. And we're gonna do a bracket. We're gonna break down. We're gonna do a bracket here. We're gonna draw them out of probably a hat, or something, or a bowl, or whatever.
Who faces who? Yeah, just
Like which one faces which. We don't. So we're not picking it. We don't have them ranked or anything like
and
that.
it's like Thunderdome, right?
Yeah.
Like
so
2 bottles enter and 1 bottle's oust.
yeah, 2 bottles enter, 1 comes out and goes on to battle another week.
So you only get a taste of
So
the victor.
one the victory, the one you like, you got to put aside. You got to drink through, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't really like this one. But
Yeah,
Exactly.
the whole bottle, and then you can go home.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to drink the whole bottle, but
hopefully we like them better than
yeah.
like.
Hopefully
oh,
we do.
bummer.
So in
I feel
any
like
case,
that's the test.
there's a total of 9 single malt Scotches. So we do have, let's see here, we have Cardew Gold Reserve, which is going to be the House Targaryen. So remember, we have the crazy hot blonde lady who is the mother of dragons and all that stuff. So that's the House Targaryen.
I mean, I don't think she's crazy. She's pretty average.
As far as you know, she is the one that gets married to the nomads that ride horses in or Jason Momoa.
Oh yes, I remember her.
Yeah,
I remember her.
You only watched 1 episode. That's the only time you would have seen.
Well, I
her.
mean, yeah, because you get to see her mostly kind of naked. I think, right?
Yes.
How did you find the one episode where there was nudity?
There's a bunch of them.
I know. I was just messing.
All right.
I was like, Aaron, you really don't like this? She didn't like it.
So the next one we have is House Tyrell. This is a Kleinish Reserve. I believe it's a 14-year, if I remember, if I did my homework correctly. The next one after that, House Tyrell, for those who don't know who they are, I think their emblem was actually like a flower. That's the one that they were getting to marry Joffrey after the Starks were known as traitors. Then we have House Baratheon, which is going to be the Royal Lochnagar, 12-year-old. House Tully, this is a singleton. The House Tully, so remember House Tully, he is the basically like Jon Snow's buddy there at the watch.
Snip, snip, Uniki.
He wasn't a eunuch. He's the one that he was sent off. He did like a hook up with the Wilding girl and stuff like that too. It was Jenny or something like that. I forget what her name was.
Things you'll do when you're about to die and desperate.
The next one here is House Greyjoy, which is Talsker Select Reserve. Then we have Lagavulin, 9-year, which is House Lannister.
That's what I'm talking about.
Then we're getting into probably like what most people typically like. I think for most people, they like House Stark, and that is the Dalwhinnie's Winter's Frost. Then we have Oban, the Night's Watch. And then, so those 8 bottles, we're going to do, basically, we're going to draw to see, have them battle it out. So there could be a point here where like maybe two of your favorite bottles might be facing off in the first round.
Could be the first episode.
Yeah, it can be terrible. So we don't know who's actually going to come out and win. But they are all going to have a chance to go battle the Mortlock 15-year-old, which is the Sixth Kingdom. So the one thing we are kind of keeping true to the episode is the Mortlock 15, which is where that was the king of the Six Kingdoms.
That's the final one.
That's the final one.
Battle Royale.
That is like basically the champion. So whichever bottle makes it all the way through, that's the bottle it will battle for the Iron Throne.
How do we know that's the best? What if we're like, wow, this
We
one-
don't. It
We
could
don't.
be literally the worst.
Yeah, we're like, wow.
We end up competing
Totally
with the two worst
anticlimactic.
Scotches.
It's like,
It's like, this thing went downhill quickly. The best two were the first two, and
Yeah.
it only got worse.
But we do have to be careful because, like, what if one runs the table all the way through? So we can't we can't do multiple sips on the winners.
Thank God money is no object, and we just find another bottle.
yeah.
Any case, so Jesse,
We're good. We got this.
So after I just did that rundown here, what would you say would be your projected six without knowing the brackets or anything like that?
Ooh, I'd say going up against our Mortlock 15 will be the Lagavulin 9. And then the one that will fall victim to it will be, actually, I want to say the Talisker. And right after that, fourth will be Oban. Fifth is going to be Cardew.
Oh, you only need to do your top three.
And then the sixth is going to be
He's
Singleton.
like breaking down the whole set. He's
Yeah,
like
I know.
predicting. He's
Seventh is going to be the Kleinish, and it's going to wrap up. I think the Royal Lochnagar is going to sadly disappoint, but we're going to find out a lot.
Yeah, we are. So, Brian?
Jesse's like the Mel Kiper of bracketology for Scotch.
Dude, we're
Taste
taking
wars.
bets now. Taking
All right.
bets now. Vegas has got us, guys.
Top three in no particular order. These will end up being in the top three. Prior to the Mortlock, right? Because we know the
prior to the
Mortlock's
Mortlock.
out of it. So, because that's already there.
Yeah, because
So
it's not in the bracket. I mean,
leading up to it, I know because we have to go by voting. So I know that Oban's Night's Watch is going to be up there. I mean, I just know that's going to happen.
You never know, though. I mean, we might taste one that might be better. We just don't know because there's some of them we have tried.
It'll have to
What
be.
happens if the Oban Night's Watch
Goes up with Lagavulin 9.
goes up against Lagavulin 9 in the first episode, and it's 2-3?
Well, and that's
two
where
of
I
three.
am. So that's and I've got Lagavulin. I've got Lagavulin in there, and then my other one is that Singleton.
You know what we might have to do on that one? If it is a Lagavulin versus Oban.
We're like making sidestep
Like
rules.
reflip.
No, not
Redraw.
reflip. I was gonna say, but we should probably do like a blind test, or we don't know which one's portable. But but
Man, the
Okay,
peat and the
fine.
smoke. I will cry because I love the Oban Night's Watch. It is absolutely like so close to the Lagavulin to me, but the Lagavulin barely edges it out. I want them in the battle royale. I want them to wrap up it, but I feel like one of them is going to fall pretty early.
I'm almost certain I could do a blind taste
Yeah.
test and tell you. one
maybe,
from the
maybe
other.
not.
I'll do it.
But anyways, so you had Lagavulin and what would the other?
Lagavulin and then the Singleton
Okay.
and the Night's Watch.
All right. Nice. So
Noah, tell us, man, how are you? If you were a betting man,
if I was a betting man, knowing that both you and Brian are more Lagavulin people, I would probably venture to guess Lagavulin would probably end up being the one that goes up against Mortlock, but I don't know for sure. I would hope that if you guys just won't be stuck just because of the Lagavulin name, that it actually you guys will vote.
what if we
based
do
on
make
taste.
one fair side rule? If it comes down to the Oban Night Watch versus Lagavulin, we find some female off the street and we're like, you are making a big decision for us here. You're going to step in and you get to decide.
If that happens to come up, let's say if that one does happen to come up in a drawing, maybe we just need to get a guest to come in.
That's what I'm talking about. We get a guest to come in here.
I'll do every tasting blind taste test.
Okay.
I'll do every so I'll just like because then I can't. You'll be like Brian. I'll you'll pour both of them, and you guys will know which is which. I will not. I'll look away. I don't really have to wear a blindfold, and then I'll tell my favorite.
I mean,
Oh, but wait, because then aren't we supposed to like?
you'd be like, this one tastes like urine.
Yeah, you again. This is golden colored, just like Noah's stale urine.
Why is it warm?
Put a cube in it. Put a cube in it.
Yeah, this is so salty.
So,
So salt.
well, when we come to that, when we get to that bridge, we'll try to figure something out. Any case, I would say Lagavulin. I think it would be one. I think I will say I would like to think that Oban will be up there, and the other one, I think that might surprise us, might be Cardew.
I think the Cardew will be amazing.
But that's just my kind of total random guess.
The Cardew 12 was a fantastic surprise when we did that.
Yeah, and that's why I think this is the gold reserve. So I'm thinking maybe it might be better than 12. I'm not sure.
Now, the time I had to do the Cardew 12 and the Mortlock something or whatever.
More like 12.
Mortlock 12. That was because I was gone for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I was tasting those right after we tasted something that was so good. So the rest of those
that
were
was kind of unfair. But
I was like, well,
is
it's not
dirt.
as good as blank. It's not as good as blank, right?
yeah.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Citizens are advised to take the following steps. Stay alert to news media events or local emergency alert notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more Scotch Hour, fake news, more updates on the missing Brian situation. Brian apparently got into that vehicle, the silver metallic Honda Pilot with the red head, but now we have found out the license plate, Daffy. I think I knew her. Also, here is a sketch of the possible assailant. Stay tuned for more updates from Scotch Hour Fake News.
All right. So with that being said, so the upcoming weeks, depending on how, like, whatever the brackets are going to be, whatever the brackets are, we are going to draw them tonight. But real quickly here, the topics that we're going to be doing in September is, since everyone, well, I guess I should stipulate this first. You, Jesse, and myself, we have watched the full all the seasons of Game of Thrones. Brian has only watched one episode of Game of Thrones. So we had to come up with topics.
Almost the whole episode.
Almost the whole. Okay, so maybe not the whole episode.
0.743.
But anyways, we had to come up with topics that would keep things lighthearted and fun, but yet still keep it kind of sort of related to Game of Thrones.
Even though some of us don't know anything about Game of Thrones.
Exactly. So one of the topics has to do with ending of a series. So there's a lot of complaints about how Game of Thrones ended. So we are going to talk about, like, what other series or books or videos or whatever. It could be movies, could be TV shows, could be books, of how things ended that we thought were terrible. Next, one of them is going to create our own sigil or coat of arms.
A what?
But wait, there's
Sigil.
more.
So we're going to create our own coat of arms or sigil. So, like, if you look it back here behind me, like, those are like the each one of those is a sigil of the House Stark, or which is the dire wolf. You have the dragon, which is the sigil for.
What's to do with the squid? The Talisker.
That's the sigil for
Greyjoy?
Greyjoy.
Why?
Because they live in the middle of the ocean.
On islands.
But in any case,
Okay, so hold on. Just so I understand.
The loser
Do I have
gets a
to-
tattoo of their sigil.
Do I have to? Do we have to draw
On
it?
their
or
forehead.
no, we're just going to talk about it on
Just talk about what it would look
because
like.
we have no time to prep because we're going to be drawing these topics at the time of the show.
That's the point also, is that this is all going to be thrown up.
Yeah, this is all,
Okay.
So the ones that we're doing in September, I'm just telling you the topics. So when it comes to September, we're going to draw from a hat, and that's what we're doing that week. So like basically like when we get ready to do the brackets, we're gonna pull and boom. So one's the sigil or coat of arms, but with the coat of arms though, or the sigil, we have to use like something from like a comic book, a comedy movie, or something like that. So there's gonna be like you have to pull something like from a comedy movie.
Waterboy.
In your coat of arms.
Yeah.
So it has like
Jexy
quadrants.
in your future.
Does it have quadrants or
it can be whatever you want.
how many parts?
It can be one just a sigil, or it can be a coat of arms with multiple parts.
But how can the parts have stuff about a comedy movie?
That's what you got. That's what you're gonna have
It's
to
got
work
like
with.
the head of Will Ferrell.
Yes, dude. Talladega Nights.
And he's
when I get in the morning,
Getting it on with like a flute from
Yeah, whatever.
American
But
Pie.
but we'll come up with those rules at the time when that's drawn.
Okay. All right. That's
All
going
right.
to be a good night.
Yeah.
Okay, an American Pie will not be in my sigil.
Next one here is which character would you want to be in the Game of Thrones and why? This one might be a little bit tough for you, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of research and kind of like learn about some of the characters. But that shouldn't be too hard. You can just Wikipedia that.
Who was the guy that got to hook up with the naked chick?
He's like the
from
naked chick
first
that I saw in the one
There's
episode
two of
I've
them.
watched. Dude, the redhead's so much hotter.
All right, and then
His
the
actual wife.
week 4 though,
I will check it out.
I think that one's actually kind of an open because the topic that we had was really similar to the ending from the first one we did. So that one might just be that'll just be maybe a cornucopia, whatever.
Yep.
It could be, we can make that one up as we go. In October, since we're talking about Halloween, one of the topics is astrology. Because in the movie, like they had things that had that like a comet flies over, and so like that, like they talk about like those kind of things that go on with astrology in that show. Another one is the White Walkers and how that might relate to some of the monsters that we know. Then witchcraft and sacrifice.
And what's very important here is, Debbie, these all tie into your question of do we believe in spirits and why?
And then the last one that can be drawn here in the month of October is the 3 gods.
Yes.
Which is which would be
1, 2, 3.
Hades. It's Hades, Zeus, and is it Neptune?
I thought you were talking
Poseidon.
about us, man.
Oh, Poseidon.
Neptune
I was
would
getting
be
confused with Roman again.
Roman again. Yeah.
Damn it. All right. Any case, Poseidon. And then we have to basically
We don't know which god we get. We have
yeah.
to draw a name
Yeah, we have
and
to
then
draw a
argue, debate why our god was the best. Yeah, man.
Because Zeus, because he was the king.
No,
of
see, this
gods.
is no, man.
Well-
Moral codes, a lot goes into play.
yeah.
Zeus
Anyways,
definitely
we'll go more into that one
had
at
a
that
sexy lightning bolt.
Okay.
I hope I get to defend Zeus.
So,
I'd be like, because I'm Zeus.
so we got to number these 1 through 9.
These scotches.
Yes. So basically,
Are we looking to do the drawing right now? This
Yeah,
is happening.
yeah, right now. We're doing the drawing right now. So
All right, let's do this. What do you need? Why are you pointing to me, Jesse?
Piece of paper so we can put these and make them and drop them into something and pick them out.
Okay, so
because-
here you're writing some names down or something. So we're just tearing these up or something.
you're just gonna write them split into 9 parts. Okay, I'm gonna take off my hat real quick. We can throw it in there. Okay, so as Jesse is writing the names down here on the 9 different scotches and putting into the hat here, Brian, we'll have you draw. Okay,
Okay.
does that seem fair to you, Jesse?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. And
So you need to let's number these right now. Well,
are you putting numbers? Or are you writing down the names?
Names and numbers.
Okay.
I guess we probably shouldn't do numbers.
Yeah, just names would be fine. All right, so while he's doing that, we did go to Maggiano's Little Italy for dinner tonight to celebrate the beginning of our new half
season.
Yeah.
half season.
Yeah, and so what did you think, man?
I had never been there. The decor is pretty cool. Like I was teasing Jesse, did he pay extra to get us a table right there by the server station. But apparently, no, that just
happened.
We just got lucky.
Yeah.
And then let's see, the meatball. I mean, all right, and take it or leave the meatball. What else did we have there for the starters?
Well, we had salad.
Salad, yeah. Wish I'd gone Caesar. You wish we'd gone with the Maggiano special.
Yeah, because I knew the Italian is pretty basic.
Yeah, it just didn't. It lacked. I wanted more.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like you said, you wanted something that wasn't basic, and that's why we were trying to suggest something else.
Yeah.
But it was still good. I mean, like it had like
Okay, so the meatballs and what else? Oh,
bruschetta.
The bruschetta, which once again you're asking me. Bruschetta was a swing and a miss for me. I was not into the bruschetta.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think with their bruschetta, which is kind of hard on their part, though, is like they don't put the mozzarella on. Like usually, like when I cook bruschetta, I'll have like the little baguettes sliced just kind of like they have, and it's toasted, and I'll have a thin layer of mozzarella on top that melts in the oven.
Yeah.
Before you take it out. So.
Yeah,
and I think that mozzarella melted on top actually adds a little bit more to it. But
yep. So so that was so I guess I'm not doing so hot through the first.
Not. But did you like the main course?
Okay, so yes. Okay, so let's get into the main course. We all hummed and hawed over the. We got to choose 4.
Yeah,
so we each came 4 main entrees.
Keeping track. 1 salad. 2 appetizers, 4 main dishes.
4 main dishes. So I was just hot on. I wanted to try something that I couldn't make at home or wouldn't make at home. So I did the veal parmesan. That was my choice. Jesse went with the.
We went with the rigatoni D.
Rigatoni.
And then the 4 cheese ravioli.
4 cheese ravioli. Okay, and those are the 2 you guys chose. And then we hummed and hawed over the leftover, like what are we going to get? And Noah suggested the chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata.
And that was my probably favorite, even over my veal parmesan. So it went chicken piccata, veal parmesan, and then I guess I'll go with the ravioli and then the other stuff.
To me, I get the chicken piccata was good. The veal was decent. I mean, I've had better veal, but it was still really good. Overall, I think the meal is awesome. That I do like the sauce from that rigatoni D though.
Oh, it's amazing. So for me, the salad was good. The appetizers, I thought the meatball was spot on.
I liked the meatball.
It was great. Zero complaints there. Rolling from appetizers to dishes, I liked them all. I really had zero complaints. My least favorite was the 4 cheese ravioli, but they were still good. I'd still have eaten any of those.
Oh, yeah.
And then, man, rolling right into the
dessert.
We're stuffed at this point. Dessert.
Oh, gosh.
Tiramisu.
And we got 2 desserts.
And cheesecake.
Yeah, so we got cheesecake and tiramisu. And I didn't try the cheesecake because I just don't eat cheesecake. I just never gotten along with
Hates
cheesecake.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Cheeseheads.
But in any case, I did love the tiramisu. The tiramisu was great. You guys had the cheesecake, so I'd have to
Delicious.
rely on you.
Jesse?
Delicious.
Rich. Man, that cheesecake was heavy and rich, especially, after a meal of, that magnitude.
Yeah.
I was just so done.
And our server or captain Chelsea did an amazing job.
Oh,
Perfect
yeah.
on
Chelsea
the
was
spot.
awesome. She is great. Hey, shout out to you, Chelsea.
Yeah,
You did a phenomenal
absolutely.
job.
Thank you for being a fantastic.
Yeah, I was trying to. She had said a couple of things that kind of made us laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
She was entertaining. I liked
Yeah,
it.
she was very
She
entertaining.
good.
I loved how she talked about her opening up wine bottles and stuff like that. So if you do happen to go to Maggiano's, let them know you heard about them here from Scotch Hour. And really, if you can, I'd say ask for Chelsea.
Chelsea was amazing.
Yeah, she was a great
you,
waitress. Yeah, thank you very much, Chelsea. And I would say definitely recommend her.
Both.
Yeah.
And again, 8 courses at the end of the day for $35.
It's $35.99. And here's the thing: if you don't go crazy with alcohol or anything, you're looking at like 8 courses for a decent price. But if you
I
start
didn't go
drinking-
crazy with alcohol.
No, but I think since we ended up splitting it down the middle, though, it kind of with the wine, it kind of bumped it up.
Hence,
Sure,
I
sure,
bought the
sure,
Scotch.
for sure. Yeah.
Hence, Jason bought the Scotch, I guess. But the Scotches are all paid for the next 9 weeks, too.
Isn't that nice?
Money's not an object.
Isn't that nice?
Life is great.
Life is great. Okay, so now that anything else we want to say say any other shout outs about Maggiano's or anybody else?
No, it was fantastic. I like the atmosphere. The service was great. We got in, we got seated, I'd say within 4 minutes, which was pretty good. Make reservations. They are always busy. Take care of yourself. Make a reservation. Several
Definitely
people stepped in and did not. We're talking early dinner and we still need a reservation. So the service was great. Everyone was helpful, in and out. Not a complaint about the food. And we all have our different favorites. But again, a fun evening. Great for a date. If you love Italian food, Italian food's not for everyone. Some people have no taste. I don't know.
I do have another shout out.
Oh, wait. Please tell me. Please.
I got a shout out.
I have a shout out to Aaron. Aaron, I just want to say thank you for letting Brian do Scotch Hour with us and going out every Monday night to do dinner and stuff. And
Yeah, that's
Scotch
pretty
Hour.
cool.
So thank you, Aaron.
That's right. Damn straight. Okay, my shout out is to again. I think I love all my sons, of course, but my son Brendan, who I think is the one who watches Scotch Hour most often. He kind of took it upon himself to have like this real mindset, and he was like, he wanted to accomplish something, and he put his mind to it. And he was like, I am going to do this, and I mean, he did, and it had to do with football and just kind of he played his position. He went and sought information from his brother Jason, who used to play that position kind of ish, but blew out his knee last year and was very good at it. And cheers, Brendan. Kind of missed him all weekend because it was Labor Day. And
Hey, Brendan, that's awesome. I love hearing that you decided to go balls out and crush people, man. That's awesome.
He started.
in.
Well, it also because he's like noticing he started gaining some weight and stuff. And
That's what football is about. It's a gladiator sport.
I know.
You can't if you go out there and you don't go all out, you're gonna get injured.
When I told him, of course, I was like, you want to be the hitter, not the hittee.
Exactly.
But you want to do it
You want to lay the lumber, man.
Yeah, you want to do it safely, of course, because we teach it safely, right? I mean, I had to.
Jack
anyway,
the guy
so
up, man.
that's my
Break his
shout out.
knee.
That's my shout out. Good job, B.
My shout out goes to Honda Motorsports and Max Verstappen. You guys won the Grand Prix this past Sunday, taking the points and the lead away from Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton, and keeping the sport alive and exciting. I love it. Thank you.
That was my second shout out.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Well, my third
Jesse
shout
steals
out.
our thunder a lot when it comes to
I was going to shout out to Aaron too, man.
Nice.
I stole that one from you, man.
I know that
Sorry.
was fucking marble cake. Damn it.
Do you even have any idea? Go ahead. Okay, go. Go
I'm
find
going
a
to make
marble
you
cake.
a marble cake.
Go do it.
And
Go
if it's
find
not
one.
better,
He says that his Target they sell marble cake mix.
They do not.
Yeah.
dude, you're not supposed to tell him that. That was the thing.
Shut
it's like
up.
$6. It's like a high end one, but they really do.
But not like Betty Crocker or any of
Okay.
that
Nah,
stuff
man.
anymore.
Nah, man.
All right.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world.
And the house is on one side and the scotch is on the other.
I have in one hand.
Who is the first contender next week?
Just one at a time.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Lagavulin.
Night's Watch.
Night's Watch.
Oh!
Night's Watch has got to run the gamut oh my God. Now, you know what Jesse probably did? He put like all of it in like Night
There's
Watch.
4 Lagavulins and 4 Night Watch in there.
Okay, next
And
one.
if you hold it this way, it says Lagavulin. If you turn it upside down, it says Night Watch somehow. Damn, he's good.
Man. Because
Okay.
Okay.
They're telling me it's Lagavulin. I will
Are you
literally
kidding
crap
me?
a chicken. You're going to hear
Literally?
I gotta pay see money to see that.
Oh my God.
Cardew.
All right.
Cardew.
Well, wasn't that in one of somebody's finals?
So
Yeah.
that's House Targaryen.
House Targaryen versus the Night's Watch.
Dragons versus the Wall.
Oh, I see what's going down. Okay, and then Royal Lochnagar.
House Baratheon.
Talisker.
Ooh,
Greyjoy.
that's Greyjoy.
Dalwhinnie.
That's House Stark.
Yes,
Dun,
it is.
dun, dun.
Clymish.
Yeah.
Clymish. The House
Okay, you
Tyrell.
can just pull out the next two since they're going to be battling each other out.
And well, we know one of them's Lagavulin.
Yep.
The Lannister, which is the
Lagavulin.
Agawil 9.
oh, okay, and the Tolly, which is the Singleton. Oh no, that was one of my finalists. Who else is it? So someone chose.
I chose Night's Watch and Cardew being two of my three in the finals.
So Jesse's the only one.
Dun, 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 dun,
What are you in danger of losing any of your picks?
Dun, dun, not my top three. Dun, dun, dun.
Is
Not immediately in the
Lagavulin,
first
which one?
round.
Oh, Singleton.
Yeah.
Okay, so matchup next week. We have Oban's Night's Watch versus House Tigerian Cardew Special Gold. And then next week we will draw from our September. We got to come up with a fourth topic real quick because we only got 3 topics for September.
We'll introduce our new topic. We'll all put our brains to it. And we'll
We got our
introduce
5 minutes.
Okay. Well, what happens if we have to do our 5 minutes next week and we draw that one?
Never mind.
Real
We
quick.
each have to do our 5 minutes on the same day.
Yeah, it's just a video clip that we'll be splicing in.
All right, cool. I got something.
How about I guess we could talk about like books turned into movies. Which ones have been good versus bad, or TV shows?
Cool.
Does that seem good for the last one?
It's either that or we force ourselves to do the homework and just get the.
I like the book. Books turned into movies.
What was the homework? Like watching the. No. Life certainly gets in the way.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. All right, so that's we all there, and yeah, we went pretty long. So
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Citizens are advised to take the following steps. Stay alert to news media events or local emergency alert notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another update from Scotch Hour Fake News. We've begun our deep woods search for the missing Brian Moline. And we've got another exciting update.
hey! Is that Bigfoot over there?
Brian, you're on your own. We're going after Bigfoot, buddy.
Let's go
Smarter
ahead.
challenge.
Smarter challenge, Brian.
Smarter challenge. So for me, you know, kind of staying true to my brand and kind of where I am.
I love
and
it.
stuff.
Oh, you got what was it?
It was kind of just taking a retrospective, reflective tour, if you will, through the years of your experience with cartoons and or comics or superheroes and how they kind of impacted your life over the years. Maybe they impacted them, or maybe if kind of looking back a little bit on some of the, you could kind of look back and remember and stuff like that. So that was the homework.
That was a homework. Okay.
Yeah, Jesse was talking pretty excited about looking into it. So I don't know if Noah, did you want to start or Jesse?
I can start and let you guys.
I'm interested to hear what you guys came up with.
So one of the looking at I guess history and ones that have affected me or been influenced in my life.
Yeah.
My number one has to be G.I. Joe. Because there's so many times where I just joke around going to when people say stuff, I'm like, and knowing is half the battle.
Yeah,
Because the whole G.I. Joe. The one thing I don't like, from those old cartoons, you always had Cobra Commander running around running away like a little bitch all the time. But
Yes, he was wimpy.
he was silly wimpy beta boy.
What is that?
Wimps or beta boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wimps are beta boys, soy boys, you know.
I don't know. They got it.
Oh, okay.
Check.
All right.
Learn something new on Scotch Hour again. I'll have to look it up.
In any case,
Whose picture is that?
a Cobra Commander always run away. But the one thing I always remembered from that cartoon was the and knowing is half the battle.
The thing at the end, the little kind of the
G.I.
lesson, the
Joe.
moral,
Yeah,
the moral at the end.
Yeah. And then another one I've always liked, like on Saturday mornings growing up, I'd wake up to watch, was it the Justice League versus the Legion of Doom or something like that?
Okay.
The old version.
No,
you know?
I know that, dude. I
I
own
loved
that.
it.
I own that. I own that on
know you did.
DVD, and I have it. It's in the camper, and we watch it all. I freaking and that's the best one because it doesn't have the Wonder Twins with the frickin'
The monkey.
the monkey Gleep.
I don't know what the monkey's name was, but
I
yeah.
don't know either. But it was.
But anyways,
terrible.
I loved having the Green Lantern in there and stuff like that. I always thought it was cool to be like Green. It would have been cool to be Green Lantern. Make up whatever you want with this green ring.
Well, because you didn't see much of that. That was like your
Yeah.
first introduction. You're like, oh, like Hawkman and stuff. Like they had some
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And since I didn't read the comics, that was like kind of like my introduction to like the Justice League and DC and stuff like that.
And it was all DC
yeah, it was
Yeah.
all DC.
back then.
Didn't they have like Iceman too, or was that Iceman? Didn't they have the guy? Which was the
Silver
cartoon?
Surfer.
It was Silver
No,
Surfer.
but it was Iceman, Firestar, and Spider-Man and his amazing friends had Iceman and Firestar.
That was a Marvel one then, huh?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what that was Marvel's first little foray into it.
Okay,
And it
okay.
wasn't all that good.
And then another one I have to give a shout out to because I loved watching it. And I even went to go see it in the movie theaters
Oh,
on
no.
my
You
birthday.
better not be stealing mine. I'm just going to
Is
say.
He-Man.
Okay, good. You didn't steal mine.
He-Man.
Dude.
And the other one I loved too as a kid that I have great memories of. And there's two versions, like two old versions. You had the Lions, and then you had like the space car ones. But I like the Lions, which is the Voltron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there were space cars with Voltron?
Yeah, there's like spaceships or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it was the ones with the Lions, and like on recess, like because you and I went to the same elementary school, and since I was always kind of the short, stubby guy, I formed the legs,
And I weighed like 27 pounds or something in
and then
fifth grade.
and then I'd you jump on my
And
back,
I'd jump up and
you
stick my arms
I
out.
formed the arms.
And then our tall friend would just walk around behind us.
He's
not
like,
even in contact with us. He was just the head.
And he's like, I formed the head.
do you remember him?
Yeah,
Joe,
Joseph. Yeah,
Joe
Joseph.
Pavlich.
Yeah.
Pavlovich?
I don't remember his last name. But
Pavlich, I think.
yeah, but that was a lot of fun. And then the last cartoon I kind of want to give a shout out to from childhood has got to be Robotech.
Robotech.
Yeah, I loved Robotech. I think that kind of I like Japanese anime type stuff too.
Okay.
And Robotech, even that was like the one that at least in America that we kind of as kids that we really got to see all the time type of thing.
Voltron was that too, though. The anime where they were like,
Yeah.
yay!
Yeah, it
they
was.
just would throw in yay and goody at the end of sentences and stuff.
But as far as when I got older, I still watch a couple of cartoon shows. One of them, which I really love right now, is Archer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say heavy metal.
No, Heavy Metal is a cool cartoon movie, but if you're underage, I probably wouldn't advise watching it.
Moms, dads, be wise.
But yeah,
A lot
I
of
do.
nude cartoons there.
But I would
Sexy
say that Archer was really good. Oh, and as far as the animes go, I forgot to talk about these two as well. Is Fist of the North Star and Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell.
I remember Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Ian Flux.
Ian Flux, that was the MTV thing, but Ghost in the Shell was definitely one of my favorite anime movies. And then they had a spin-off series, like an actual series with it and stuff like that. And the movie with Scarlett Johansson was okay, but really, I much prefer the cartoon movie. Anyways, that's what I got for that. So,
All right, Jesse, on to you.
All right. When I first started looking into this, and I am excited, but for different reasons, I started looking at pulling up numbers and dates and times and thinking about, okay, so these are my favorites and why. But then the important part of your question hit me, Brian, and that is, how did it impact you? In essence, how did it impact you? What kind of a difference did it make? And I love that you give your family shout outs. I think you should never stop that. And I think it's important because one of my all-time favorite shout outs in history that I've ever seen anyone do was by Stan Lee. And his he had lost his wife, and he makes the comment, he's in an interview, and he says, when I first started writing comics, I was writing them the way they wanted me to write them. And that's exactly what he did. And then he went home one day, as he tells the story, and I'm telling it very poorly. Watch it. He does a much better job than I do. But he says, I went home to my wife, and I told her, man, I really don't like my job. I want to write these characters the way I want to write them. I want to write these stories the way I want to write them, but I'm afraid I'm going to get fired. And she told him, write the stories the way you want to write them. Write the characters the way you want to write them. You don't like your job. You're afraid you're going to get fired. Worst case scenario, you get fired and you're writing your own stories anyway. And he did. And that is how he came up with all of his greatest characters. And the premise behind every one of his characters was the fact that all of these superheroes, in fact, had extremely human traits. They had strengths. They had weaknesses. They had things they were great at and things they were absolutely terrible at. With that, he made these characters that all had some things in common. The heroes all had a very strong code. And that is what I feel most strong about when I think about which superheroes am I going to watch? Which characters am I going to watch? And I think character is the right term. We are all characters. Which characters am I going to watch? And I love the Wolverine. I love what he does. And the weakness is everything's based on vengeance. It's really this revenge and not knowing memory stolen or lost. I love Iron Man. And Iron Man obviously has many weaknesses. Man, that's the Iron Man limited edition, Robert Graham.
You had to wear it backwards though.
No,
actually, you can see it on the sleeve.
Yeah, check that out. It's cool. Limited edition. They like numbered them and everything. It's kind of crazy.
I am Iron Man.
But to that, Stan Lee's point was all of these superheroes, human or not, all had human characteristics. And with the Marvel universe, as you will, as it plays out in the movies, as we saw, ultimately it was none of these unbeatable Thors, gods, Captain Universe, Captain Marvel. It was none of these other characters that saved the entire universe. It was the one human. It was the one man who actually had more to risk and lose than anyone. He had a wife. He had, a stepdaughter. He had all these things, and he was smart. He made a company he loved so much, but the universe meant more to him. His family meant more to him than his own life. He was willing to sacrifice, and he would never rest until he had done what he needed to do, passion, if you will. So Stanley, that's the serious side of it for me. The playful side will be going back. You guys mentioned some good ones, and I hope I'm not stealing yours, by the way, but the playful one, and I think this is how I kind of view our podcast sometimes, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1984.
Oh my God.
These guys running around, having a blast, kicking some butt, taking some names, but at the end of the day, they're all having fun, even though it's serious. They're the same messages. They are learning from someone who's trying to teach them a code and does so very well, Splinter. And you have all these, like, it was great. It was great, right? I loved it. And for me, that's it. For me, though, Brian, that's like the biggest piece is it wasn't so much the characters themselves. It's this man behind them, Stan Lee, who made these characters, who had these strict moral codes, the kind of codes that I want my kids to grow up knowing are great, that these, no one's going to be perfect. And you may be someone who doesn't want a bunch of friends, or you may be someone who does want a bunch of friends. You may be great at math or literature or science or none of those. But you can still have a place and do great things and make a positive impact on the world and those around you. And I think that's what great cartoons, great comics, I was more of the comic book kid, but great cartoons and great comics could do for us as kids. And I loved it. So I think I'm emotional about it. I love that. I love that you strung my heartstrings. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right,
For me, home.
For me, taking you home. Okay, so I had to go all the way trip way down memory lane. I had to throw some shout outs, for my mom, because I was into Inspector Gadget, was a big one. I don't know if I used to watch that before I went to school or after I got home or something, but Penny was the little girl, Brain was the dog, and Dr. Claw and the cat. What's the name of the cat?
I don't know. I never got to see it because I was always at school.
I went to school. I was a good student.
I didn't say you weren't a good student. I'm just saying, like, it was on when I had to leave for school.
Cartoons were always on Saturday morning. And I never got to watch Saturday morning cartoons because I had to do chores. And it raised me right. It was good that I had to do chores, but I never, because I had to get them done before I could watch cartoons. And there's no way I could wake up and get motivated and do that. So I just would sleep in and miss all the Saturday morning cartoons. So when I first started getting able to watch cartoons they were afternoon ones that came when I would get home from school. That was my first ability to watch cartoons. So I'm going to get into those in a second. But when it came time for weekends, there weren't really any on, and I had to do chores anyway. But then back when we first got cable television and the USA Cartoon Express came on on Sundays, and that I got to watch. And that's where I saw Captain Caveman and Grape Ape and Jabberjaw and what were some of those?
I think Captain Caveman was a Hanna-Barbera, so I think he was even older.
Yeah, but they had some of those on there, on the Cartoon Express. They had those, but then Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people remember Space Ghost as he's the talk show host.
Yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I love that show. I used to my college buddies and I.
Yeah.
We drink and. Some of them would get high, and we just sit there and crack up watching that show. It's
but
show.
Space Ghost before that was an actual cartoon.
It was,
and I used to watch that. And
Brock
also,
was a bad guy and all that.
Yes,
stuff.
and there was one that was. Did you guys remember watching Thundar the Barbarian? He had the sun sword and it was so if you watch it, I've got to have you guys watch it because it's so wrong the way he speaks to the female. It's so not politically correct.
So it's like Sean Connery's James Bond versus Daniel Craig.
It was bad. It was bad. Okay. Going back through the trip here, I did remember Super Friends. We talked on that. That was good, and that was the big intro into DC and superheroes. We all knew about DC. Now Marvel did come later, and my favorite superhero ever was Iron Man.
Yeah.
And the reason was I had gotten comic books and heard of Iron Man, and he was kind of new and I could be cool because I knew about him. And then you could collect action figures. Marvel came out with action figures, so I had action figures of Iron Man and stuff like that, and that was very cool. Voltron, you talked about Voltron, and then from this is a cartoon that I loved watching growing up because you always had to figure out who did it, and it was Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah.
It was it was literally a mystery. I think it was that person. You had to figure it out. I loved those.
Four stoners or three stoners.
Whatever.
And a dog.
Yeah, you think but that show has stayed strong through the years. My sons watched it, and they keep having
Hot redhead.
Well, sure. Yeah, Aaron and I have Halloween costumes for that. I'm Fred, and she's
Daphne.
Daphne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What were some other ones? Here we go.
My
Thumbs up to Aaron for the
Brian's
Daphne costume. Okay, here I had to throw out some thumbs down for cartoons because this is where it all went wrong. Gem.
Oh, that was terrible.
Gem and the holograms.
I think I saw one of those, and
It's a girl cartoon. Yeah, this does not get us. This is going to come across as very sexist too. How about this? Care Bears.
Oh!
horrible.
Somebody loved it.
Smurfs.
Somebody loved it.
Smurfs.
Oh, Smurfs. Hey, tell me this.
Yeah.
How do you have one female Smurf and all guys?
Damn, I don't know.
She's busy. She's busy.
And then the ultimate that ruined the greatest cartoon that I used to rush home from school on because it was the first one that was on Fox. And Fox was the channel you could now get. Remember, we need to turn the dials 2, 4, 7, 9. That's all you would get. But you could go with a UHF one over here and go up to 31, and Fox would show up. And that's when He-Man was there. And I would rush home and watch that. God, He-Man was the greatest. And freaking She-Ra. She-Ra ruined the whole He-Man franchise because girls started trying to play with their dolls with our action figures. And their action figures are not dolls.
Let's face it, the boys were so busy with the girl dolls, they forgot about the other boy dolls.
Maybe that's what convinced me to put the dolls away and like try and start hooking up with chicks. So maybe I should thank She-Ra.
Thank you, She-Ra.
She-Ra, thank you.
I found my special purpose.
Did anybody talk about Thundercats?
I had Thundercats on my list.
Okay.
Mumra. Mumra's pretty cool. Bad guy. Who else? Let me see if I missed
How about the fact there was only one female Thundercat?
Yeah, that's true too. Huh?
Well, and if you ever watch that cartoon, they're all kind of like non-sexual in that area. Like there's nothing, I don't know. Because I think they're naked.
Remember the virtuality in Roswell? One female.
You did mention G.I. Joe, and I loved G.I. Joe. I had so many G.I. Joes. You know what I did not love? I loved a little bit of the cartoon because I loved the storyline behind G.I. Joe. Because it continued like through Cobra Commander and Destro and Serpentor. Like they really, because they kept introducing more toys. It was all a ploy to try and get you to buy toys is what it was. But I would watch the cartoon that was Transformers.
Transformers, yeah.
Always hated the Transformer toys. Because you would transform them and they didn't really move. You kind of bounce them along and they didn't really.
I think the worst was the spin-off, the GoBots or whatever they were.
Yes. Yeah. True.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's it. I don't know. Kind of nice trip down. Thank you guys for the trip down memory lane, down some of old cartoons and stuff like that. And yeah, I really grew. I mean, being an only child, like, you kind of make up your own heroes. Like, Noah can remember this, but when I was a kid, I would like dress up as like Robin Hood. And
Robin Hood was a hero.
Do you remember our Raiders hoodies? Did you get one of the Raiders hoodies? Yeah. Or was that after you?
No, I think I did. Like the red hoodies?
Yes. They had the hood on?
Yeah.
I would wear that with I had a holster that I would put a sword in, and I made my own like bow and arrow, and I would run around the house in my jammies. I'll try and find a picture and send it, and you can put it here. Of me.
Insert photo of Brian.
Insert photo.
If
here.
I get it, I will insert
In his
photo.
pajamas.
Okay. I'm gonna really try. I'm gonna tell my mom to find it, and she'll find it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's super cool. It's me doing it like a total superhero pose too. It's so
another
cool.
another good anime movie I watched when I was younger was Vampire Hunter D. I don't know if you guys ever seen that one. But that's
I've heard of it.
But there is a new He-Man, which is pretty darn cool. It's on Netflix. So
Did you see the new Voltron that they had on Netflix too?
I did see a little bit of that, and it's like, yeah. But I mean, Voltron. I got into that for a little bit, mostly because we were goofing off with it, but pretty forgettable.
Well, anything else as far as cartoons or comics go?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
Who wants to start the closes tonight, or who wants to wrap it up?
Brian, you want to start?
Oh man, Labor Day weekend. It was nice. Wish it was more relaxing. Missed spending time with my boys. Good Scotch. Got to camp at Boyd Lake, and was excited to come back and talk about the cartoon challenge and review, and not excited to put the nose back into the ear to the grindstone or whatever the term is and get back to work tomorrow, but it is what it is. So it's been a nice, enjoyable episode, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Great Scotch for episode 27, the first episode of the second half of our first year. May there be many to come. With that great Highland single malt Scotch, wonderful amber gold color. Love the feeling as I drink this. I feel like I'm out by a bay, out by the ocean, smelling, tasting the salt with that medium palette of very dark chocolate, which goes splendidly with salt, and nice long finish. I really enjoy it. Definitely in my top 10. I know it's in Noah's top 5. In my top 10, Thank you, Brian, for the great Smarter Challenge. Again, it really did, it impacted me emotionally because I think there's pieces that we don't always acknowledge as kids or adults, realizing things that had positive influence on us, on our kids, what we do or did watch, what they do or do watch. Can have an impact on how they ultimately define their own moral code. And seriously, Noah, thank you for all the planning you did for the next 2 months, for the Game of Thrones Scotches. I am so excited to get to this point. We've got some wonderful competitions laid out here. Looking forward to see how this plays out and how it all ends up. Really looking forward to some of these smarter challenges, though. I think it's going to be a blast. No prep time, really having to debate, go back and forth, see how foolish we make ourselves sound, because there's no right or wrong answer. It's how we sell you, the viewer. So really looking forward to that. With that, Noah, I know Noah always does the right wrap up. For me, please, if you guys watch this, more than ever, this last episode, you gave us a ton of feedback. Keep that up, please, good and bad. We want it all. We'll take it. We'll use it, from cameras to lights to negative space to all of these things. We will use all of these feedback. Even, Brendan, thank you for your feedback. Again, please don't stop. We need these things. We want these things. Let us know what you like, what you want. We enjoy doing this. And when I say it's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's kind of how I feel. We're a bunch of kids having fun. We're not eating pizza tonight. We're having this, 8-course Italian meal at a wonderful restaurant. But at the same time, we're having fun. We're out, and we're really trying to make a positive impact on our own lives as well as others, and give you guys something fun to watch. So help us make it fun for you guys, for all of the different platforms, for YouTube and Rumble and everything else. No, we'll finish that piece up. But thank you guys so much for the feedback. This last episode, we have debated long and hard about it, and we'll continue to do so. And Noah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say thank you to all the viewers and listeners out there. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you, Jesse, for recommending Maggiano's. Thank you, Brian, for having a great Smarter challenge and taking us back through memory lane. That was a lot of fun. And also, and able to allow us to see how they influence our lives and things like that, and how it may have helped develop our moral codes that we live with today. With that, though, for those of you who are watching or listening to us, hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. As I mentioned before, this podcast is just as much yours as it is ours, even though we are the ones who do the podcast. But we put it together for you, so hopefully you enjoy it, and we want you to keep coming back and be part of our Scotch Hour family. With that, please, if you do like the show, give us a thumbs up. Please share the episode and leave comments. All this stuff helps us out with the algorithms for YouTube and Rumble and Podbean and stuff. And so, with that being stated, we are on, as far as video part goes, we are on YouTube and Rumble. Audio, we're on Podbean, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Audible Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And lastly, if you haven't done so and you really do enjoy our show, we would hope that you would want to invest into our show with us and become a patron. And you could do it as low as $1 a month. So whatever you decide, if you want to do that, that's great. If not, hopefully you enjoy our show nonetheless. So with that, hopefully all of you have a great night, and thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers. Good night.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Citizens are advised to take the following steps. Stay alert to news media events or local emergency alert notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with our final update from Scotch Hour Fake News. Brian has been found in a local neighborhood in Aurora, Colorado. He is safe. But the hunt is still on for Bigfoot. My God, that thing was fast.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my God. The hunt will continue in future episodes. Until next time, cheers from Scotch Hour News.
We hope you enjoyed this evening's episode of Scotch Hour. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have not done so already, please become a patron member, with memberships starting as low as $1 a month. Thank you, and hopefully you have a wonderful evening.